everybody, I'm Jim. That's Warren. You're watching Vendor Corner, brought to you by Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. This is show number 36. Decades is located in Central Florida. If you're ever in the area, drop us a line. We'll tell you how to get here. And maybe if we're getting ready to shoot a show, you can be a guest. Right. We would like to have a guest. We talked about a phone-in one, but nobody's volunteered to do that. I'm Jim, like I said. That's Warren. We're both vendors here at Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. And I'm also the owner. This show is for people who are vendors at a shop like Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot or at a mall, an antique mall or something like that. Anywhere you're at. The show's to learn and talk about our industry and help those struggling or just starting out. Yeah, so people who are pros and still want to watch us and laugh at us. Yeah, so. All right, today's topic, whether you're just today's topic, I put it out there. I asked for people to give me the top 2 hints, tricks, tips, whatever you want to call them, for somebody just starting out. So whether you're just starting out or not, we all need the help, and we all probably can learn something from one of these tips. I know there's one that somebody had put out there, and I thought, oh yeah, man. That's really cool, and I like that, and I'm going to adapt that into my selling style. Okay, number 1, don't overpay and don't overprice. Yeah, so that's a common thing that people do. They overpay for an item, and they try to make it up on the price. The price is what it's going to be. It's only what people are willing to pay for it. I hate to say that because it's cliche, but it's true. They're only going to pay what they're willing to pay for it, and if you've made a mistake in purchasing, you're not going to make it up in the price. Just take your lumps and move on. You want to sell the item anyways. Yep. Number 2, visit your booth often and move stuff around. I think we say that all the time. We used to, back in old shows, we do 2 shows. We do the Vendor Corner, which is here on YouTube, and then Talking Vintage, which winds up on YouTube, but it's for our local audience, I guess. And we used to have Vendor Corner there, and we used to talk about it all the time, shuffling. Yeah, so, I mean, people were saying visit your booth at least once a week, spend at least 2 hours shuffling around. We did a show where we talked about the time people spend in their booths. You can check that out. That's one of our past ones there. Number 3, pack it full, fill your booths. That's kind of the same thing, but that's what somebody said. And that's something we preach here too. Yeah. If you sell a certain percentage every month of your booth, you've got to replace that. But if you have more items and the percentage is the same, you're going to sell more items to make more money in the long run. That radio is bothering me. I'm going to have to turn that down a little bit. I don't think they can hear it, but I can hear it. Woo! There we go. All right, number 4, keep your space fresh and don't follow trends. I didn't get much explanation on this, but don't follow trends. A lot of people did say, find a niche, and I think I'll say that later. But yeah, and keep it fresh. I guess that's part of moving stuff around or whatever. Bring stuff in, take stuff out, save it for back stock. That's something that I do. I will pull items out, put them back in a box, leave them tagged, and then I have back stock, and I can bring it out later. Okay, number 5. Stay close to the shop and watch what top sellers do. Really?
Just
what? I mean, in what aspect? I didn't get the aspect on it. I just asked the questions and I got them out. I guess I could have asked further questions. I guess I don't agree with that. If you're going to hang around in the shop and just sell what other people are selling, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you're independent of them. Then you're just there to see what people sell. I do like the idea of being in your shop, and because the biggest thing here at Decades Reclaimed, if you're here, you can watch how they interact with your space. From where I sit at the counter most of the time, I can see my space and I can see how they interact with it. Whether they're going in or they're just staying on the outside. If they're just staying on the outside, why aren't they going in? Do I not have items that draw them in? I can watch where they're targeting when they're looking and stuff like that. And you can learn a lot from that. If they're not going into your booth, why aren't they going into your booth?
Could be too
Yeah,
crowded.
well, I mean, you used to say that he has an independent room that people didn't go in there because they didn't know it was there, and we disagreed and we said it's probably because of what you have them looking at, and so you changed it up and people go in, your sales went up and all that other stuff. So, yeah, you need to look at how they interact. If you're in the booth, they're not coming in. I don't care what anybody says. You can say, "Oh, let me get out of the way." They'll probably be like, "Oh, it's okay," and they'll just move on. So if you're setting up your booth or whatever, and they're coming towards your booth, get out of the way before they get to your booth. Yeah. Number 6, stay in your own lane and find your niche. It's kind of opposite of what the other person just said. This person said, stay in your own lane, and then find your niche and, things that sell for you and just keep putting those out there. I like that. I like to stay in your own lane. I don't think it's healthy for you to come in and just look at what other people are selling and just copy that. Yep. So, all right, number 7. Always have your items. Oh, this is beautiful. Always have your items clean and marked before you take them in your booth. He's shaking his head because it's something he doesn't do. And it's a big problem. I don't know about your store, but here at Decades Reclaimed, it's a huge problem. Vendors come in and tag their items in the shop, and they don't tag them all. It's constant for us. We hate to say it, but if it doesn't have a tag, we can't sell it. It's disappointing to the customers. If we're not super busy, we will try to reach out to the vendor, but a lot of times they don't answer until after the customer's gone, left. So we've disappointed them twice. It's just a horrible thing across the board, in my opinion. Make sure you tag your items. And of course, everybody always says, well, it fell off. Well, no, it didn't fall off because it's the same vendors every time. So either you're using the world's crappiest tape and you need to change that, or you're not tagging it to begin with. It's just an excuse, in my opinion, that it fell off. And, because, I get that some of them will fall off, but it's the same vendors constantly don't have tags on their items. So, yeah, there you go. Jumped up on my little soapbox on that one. Number 8, have an extra room in your house for inventory and have a nice piece of furniture to draw them in. Well, everybody has back stock.
Yeah,
You have trailers full of it.
I do.
I have rooms within the shop full of it. And then I like the piece about the furniture, though, to draw them in. The twins kind of do that. We have a group in here, they're twins, called the Twins Boutique. It is actually 2 twins. And they put a piece of furniture in the front. I don't know if it draws anybody, but I like that idea. If I've got a nice piece of furniture, I put it in the front.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it
so-
does take up some room.
Good suggestion, yep. Number 9, add a pop of color and do your homework. I don't know how those translate together, but I like the idea of a pop of color. I try to add some color to mine because mine's usually rusty and crusty. If I find a little color, I try to add it in there. And then do your homework. I think they're meaning do your homework on pricing things. A lot of us use Google Lens to identify an object. And then if you're smart, you'll go to eBay and use eBay comps, comparable sales of an item. It tells you 2 things, what the item is selling for and the sell-through rate, because it's giving you a 90-day window if only one sold in the last 90 days. That's worldwide. And you could take that information, you can boil it down to the area you're in, because you're not going to get the same price it would offering to worldwide audience. So, so you can do your homework, price well. I always price below eBay pricing. My hope is that an eBay seller will come and see that item and think they can make $10 off of it. And, great if they do. I'm happy. I'm happy to sell to resellers. So, and I think that's another tip in here, maybe, or it's another show that we'll talk about that. Okay, number 10, ask your owner or manager for tips on what sells. I mean, we do a show that we talked about earlier. We talk about our Talking Vintage that we do for our local market. We talk about what's trending in the shop all the time.
Yes, we do.
If you're a vendor here, you can watch that and you can pick up on that. We're just talking about what's trending. I don't know if that's a sound business philosophy to just get what's trending, because like lamps, for instance, lamps have trended on and off for the past 3 or 4 months. And when they went off, they went off. We didn't sell one for a month. So if you went out when they were up and we were selling a bunch of them, bought 10 lamps, those lamps sat here.
I think baskets were like that too.
Yeah, baskets. Well, it's getting towards Easter, so they're selling again. But yeah, they were hot for a while. Okay, number 11. I like this one. Quality over quantity and quantity of quality. That's my favorite one. My favorite one. Quality over quantity. So get good stuff, but have a bunch of good stuff. I like that one. That's my favorite one. I think if you didn't learn any other thing, follow that tip if you're new out there. Quality over quantity and quantity of quality. It's fantastic. All right, number 12. Sell what the customer wants, not what you like. I had to get over that. That was tough for years. I just bought stuff I liked, and it sold okay, but I had to get outside of my box.
Sure.
And I get different things, and so. And then they also said work your booth, and we talked about that already. Here's a good one. Give yourself grace. It takes time to get going. It does. Don't come in there and think your first month, if you don't do any well, that everything's bad and you're never going to sell. That's not true. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some grace, and then mark down items. I don't know how those go together, but that's what they said. Here's another one, and we kind of, this is the same thing, just repeated. Stack it high and watch it fly. Price it to turn $1. I mean, that's it. Yeah. You want it sold.
Yeah, you do.
Number 15, put items on Marketplace and direct buyers to your shop. Buying low doesn't mean buying cheap things. That's a good thing. But again, those are kind of two opposite, or not opposite, but just far away from each other. Put items on Marketplace. We call that the hustle here, and we try to encourage vendors to do that. Because what it does is it brings people in the shop to purchase the item. They see other things. Maybe they'll purchase that. Sometimes they don't purchase the item they came in for. They get something else in the shop. That hurts you, but it doesn't hurt everybody. And, we're all a big family and working at it. Yeah. And buying low doesn't mean buying cheap things. I like that too. Yeah. Oh, well, let's just do a few more because we got plenty of these and the show's already like 12 minutes in. So let me scan these. Let's just go fast with them, I guess. Keep it simple. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Just
keep it.
I guess. Tag everything. Woo! Here we go. And don't get involved with gossip. Those are obvious. Stage and dust, somebody says. We've talked about we didn't talk about staging, but putting your booth together in such a way. Stage and dust. Have passion and fair prices. Passion and fair prices. Oh, this is a good one. Brand. Make your space stand out. So for our vendors here, we encourage them to have their own Facebook page and brand themselves on that page. Because people may come in to see the stuff guy, in the shop, if the stuff guy post on his Facebook page. And he's the stuff guy, if you didn't know. Use every inch of space. Make sure your tags are easy to read. Now, we talk about that here at the shop a lot.
Every shop.
You're writing the tag for the customer and the counter personnel, not for yourself. Of course, you can read your own writing. But if you write in chicken scratch, it's not going to work for the counter. It's not going to work for the customer. Have fun and buy the unusual. I like that one. Be patient. We talked about that earlier. And keep booth aisles clean and clear. We kind of talked about that earlier. And then here we go. Price for your area. We talked about that. And move stuff around. So a lot of this stuff is kind of the same, just saying in different words. But yeah. So bottom line, what was your favorite out of it? Mine was the quality over quantity and quantity of quality. That's my favorite. Do you have a favorite there, bud?
I like buying the unusual.
Buying the unusual. There you go.
That's me.
That's it. So, yeah, that's it for our show. I'm Jim. That's Warren. You've been watching Vendor Corner, brought to you by Decades Acclaimed Vintage Depot. We're located in Central Florida. If you're ever in Central Florida, we're located between Orlando and Tampa. Drop us a line. Yeah. Come in, check us out. Shoot a video if you want to, or join us. Jonas Brothers. Whatever that's coming from. Join us on a show. If we're shooting a show, you're welcome to join us and be part of it. Hey, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We got off cycle, so this one is on the wrong cycle. But yeah, so join us in 2 weeks. We'll get back to it. Have a great night.
See yous.
See ya.